Hey everyone, this is Michael Barron back with another the continuation of the Henry movie part three, sorry. Um all rights go to Mr. Ryan. I do not own his movie or any content in the movie. So I will notify my online friends and we can go ahead and start the stream. 1 second, everyone. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. There was two of me again. Cannot show commercial. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Let's see here. There we go. Now we continue.
Don't chew yourself up, Henry. You may have struggled, but that doesn't mean you're any less eager.
You're just telling me what I want to hear. And I thought I had a chance.
Let's take these home. Maybe a good rest is what you need.
Nice trees.
There's that engine again.
Johnny, I told you he's a nice engine. That's all that matters. We shouldn't hate him just because he took over.
I think otherwise, but what can I do?
Come on, let's go back and rest. We need it.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
The last time the driver and fireman went into the office was when something was wrong.
But I think we did well today.
It must be because I struggled pulling that train to the goods yard.
Normally, when I speak to you Indians, it's usually in a bad manner. But surprisingly, I have to say I'm quite impressed. I heard about your struggle, Henry. Well done on pushing through even when you were at your weakest. And Hurricane, I'm proud of you. You kept going even when it was much for you. You were resilient.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir.
The clients are, of course, very pleased with us, but has one last job. I want you, Hurricane, to do it. It's 2 long trains.
Makes me wonder who these clients were exactly. I don't know.
So 2 long trips. Henry, the station yard down the line needs another engine for the day due to an expected high amount of deliveries. I offered you Maybe it'll teach you to shunt and avoid accidents. Well, you two engines rest. Busy day tomorrow.
Whoa, what the?
Please don't scare me. I'll be useful.
Wake up, Henry. We've got a busy day.
Oh, all right, all right. Give me a chance to wake up first.
Sir is pleased with us. We need to do the best we can.
Tell that to my recent sleep pattern. Anyway, I'm not even working with you today.
You're right. Well then, see you, Henry. Good luck.
You too. That's our train from last night. This yard is a mess. I wanted to work here, but not in this state. Johnny! Johnny! Are you there?
Johnny isn't here.
Jimmy, what are you doing here? I thought you were gone.
I was on the scrap line. The managers came running back to me once that new engine Johnny went missing. Nobody knows where he is. She was right. The witch trials weren't good enough.
How? How can an engine go missing?
They don't know. Ridiculous, if you ask me.
Can't be a coincidence. Something similar has happened to some other engines.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you.
Wait. What do you mean, other engines?
Well, a little engine not far from here went missing too. He was young and new. Soon put to a very important job, and then one night, gone. Another engine who was big, young, new, also went missing as well. He was tasked with pulling an express. One night before her midnight train was about to leave, she went missing as well. Of course, I was chosen to take the train instead.
Now that is odd.
And terrifying.
After each of them went missing, the engine who used to do that job came back, and look here, lots of trucks, big job, engine went missing during the night, and the engine that used to work had been brought back, this box engine.
Well, it seems like the same thing that happened to them has happened to poor Johnny.
Oh, gee, I wouldn't have thought.
No, I'm being serious. Whatever's happened to them is despicable. Now I have to come to this misery.
Oh no, hurricane.
The Yardmaster said it was just meant to be cloudy.
Hurricane. He's been put on an important job. What if he goes missing?
What utter tish-tosh. It's not night, and he's far from being new.
Missing? Makes me wonder.
Well, I still want him to be on the lookout for Johnny.
Don't worry, young'un. It'll be fine, man. Wait, I got told you were meant to be helping me. I can't do all this. You wouldn't mind helping, would you?
Oh, definitely not. I've got my own work to do, but good luck. You'll need it.
Cheeky bugger.
Henry, what are you doing here?
Oh, commercial.
Farewell,
Sorry.
fitness gear. I can't afford you.
Don't give up the things you love. State Farm has But you meant to be shopping in the yard.
There we go.
I was when I got there. Jimmy was shunting.
Jimmy?
Yes, old Jimmy.
Boxed on wheels, Jimmy?
Yes, that Jimmy. He was brought back because that little engine Johnny has gone missing.
Well, at least Jimmy's back.
I know you two were close, but an engine missing. Not only that, but other engines have went missing too, all of which were set to do important jobs. I know you were doing one, so I came to check.
You came to check? You're a good friend, Henry, but what about your little shunting job? Manager won't be happy.
Don't worry, Jimmy's a good worker. I'm sure he'll manage.
There we go. Those are done. A couple hundred more to go.
I'm worried, Hurricane. Engines are going missing and there's no explanation for it. Hurricane?
I don't know, Henry. All I do know is that I don't want Johnny working there because Jimmy was the only engine that knew my sister. She was scrapped before I was even built.
Oh, when was she built? Was it before that war?
Yes, long before. It was 1902 she was built to prove that our steam was as good as electric trams, I believe. She wasn't built to work or live, but instead to prove a statement. After all that, nothing came from it. She was rebuilt later and was a different engine. She was a goods engine, had a purpose, but soon as new, better engines came along, she was scrapped. Not only was I upset that Jimmy was going, but also because he was being replaced by something new. And it's unfair. It's not right.
I never saw it that way. I always thought if you were useful, you could always work.
Only the world could work that way.
Lessons learned here, folks.
You understand, Henry?
Yes, I do now.
But I don't think Johnny has went missing necessarily. He saw me last night and looked worried.
He did say he didn't want to talk to you again.
Maybe he got scared and ran away. Might have an idea on where he's went.
You do?
It's not far from where these need to be delivered. I meant to do 2 trips, but if you take the other, we can go together.
Well, I assume anything is worth a shot.
Well, Johnny, here we come.
Hold on 1 second, guys. And I'm back. Oh, we got someone backstage here. Hello.
Hey, Michael. I didn't know you were
Di-
doing. I thought you were doing the whole Henry movie all alone just recently. That's why I wasn't sure about showing up.
Yeah, I am.
Well, I've already seen the film like only once, but I will say it's pretty good. But this isn't the way I don't think about. I know what you're trying to do here using your webcam. Not
Yeah.
quite. Not quite the best idea.
What do you mean?
I mean, I remember using a webcam like that before once. It was never good.
Oh, I'm just using my phone.
Oh,
I don't necessarily have a laptop.
oh, then, oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. Well, I haven't got much to review, but I will say this was pretty good. A pretty unique backstory to Henry's early life and before he even
Yeah.
came on to Silver. But I will say the writing in this was really good. It's just,
I mean, they could have used Railway Series Henry and not the CGI one, but I can get what they were doing with that.
I didn't. Well, think about it. We can't always have RWS material, and you have to put up with what you have. It's TVS or CGI. It wouldn't have mattered. The story would have gone the same way, no matter what version you were using.
Yeah.
Though, I do have to say this is probably one of the best I've actually seen. But it is admitting there that the user who made it, as I think it was you who pointed out, or somebody else said didn't like users who were,
That's where he is.
Yeah.
What is
which
it?
kind of sucked
The large smelter's yard.
because
And the other
I thought that was
buildings
unfair
with all the
because the
scrap.
user was being harsh among other people,
You think he'll be there?
or because of
It's a scrap.
I think it was you, or was it somebody else who told me about that? I'm not sure, but I can definitely tell the
Huh?
user's good with his
What are you
creativity
talking
and
about?
whatnot. But but I think the user is a little two-faced to his own audience.
Won't be here. This place
Mm.
doesn't look safe.
I mean, I think he has his Edward movie in production right now.
I've seen
I would think.
I've seen a couple of movies regarding Edward's pre-Sodor time, I remember once, but not like this, but to someone else. I thought that was really good. Though we've never actually seen what Henry's pre-life is like as much. I think this is just completely 100% scratch built from this guy's perspective. So I'll admit this is
Oh,
probably the first.
commercial. Can't show commercials.
That's all right. You can always skip them, or you can just turn your camera away.
Yeah.
What can't you do? Now
It's,
you
yeah.
have to do Orbeez.
Either ways,
With glow-in-the-dark Orbeez. Wow, a whole new way to play. So much more fun.
sounds more like you're watching an anime advertisement.
The perfect designer may be an
Sounds like it, but I don't think so.
on Upwork.com.
Hurricane.
There you go.
Yeah, this is technically I wouldn't consider this to be actual canon, but again, this was a
Hurricane,
good
are you
attempt
there?
to see what it was like prior beforehand.
Yeah, I don't really think Henry would have known Hurricane at the time.
I don't think none of the engines that we might be seeing here were actually canon anyway. Unless this is supposed to be the CGI backstory variation of Henry's pre-Sodor life, I don't know.
Hurricane, thank God. I thought I lost you. Johnny isn't here. We should go.
Oh, Henry. Never really thought of you as the naive type.
Huh? I'm not sure what you're on about. We should go. You can tell me on the way.
Sounds like a
I've
death
told
trap.
you many times that new engines come along and threaten
I
you.
kind of saw where this was going to lead to, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
What?
So if I don't sound like I'm not being too enthusiastic, Michael, it's just been so bloody hot over here. It's been 30 degrees, and for the next 4 days, we're going to have a bad heat wave. It's going to be 32 degrees for the next 4 days. And
Oh, wow.
Oh, but
I know, yeah, that's going to be hell.
When I asked you to see if you could pull that train, I didn't have a brake van, but a whole other part of the train, and you were still able to pull it a few yards.
What? Why would you do that? That hurt me, Hurricane.
meet death itself. I would like you to meet my friends.
Kind of reminds me of one
They
particular movie
call
I remember
themselves
seeing,
the
but this is
Exo
just
Antenna Strictibus, a group of locomotives that scrap engines who threaten the old generation of steam. Those engines didn't go missing, Henry. They were scrapped. You want to find Johnny? Well, there's his remains.
Huh? But that's scrap metal.
You're understanding well. Now, let's hope you understand this part. You are one of those engines that threaten us. A few more generations of you and we'll be history. When I told you about my sister, you said you understood why it was unfair. Now, it's your turn to do your part.
Why would you do this? There must be better ways. This is nonsense.
Well, guess Hurricane has taken too much Welsh coal.
And replace some forward.
I don't think Welsh coal would have existed for Henry back at this time period.
There's no way out of this. These engines are the barrier for you to continue.
I don't need a way, just a chance. Plus, you put yourself in front of me, you small-nosed lunatic.
I always wondered what those glowing eyes were.
Same here. I bet all those faces were custom made as well.
Possibly. Interesting chasing music.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to work. At least not at this point.
What if he's going to make a movie of Percy or Spencer or?
It depends really on what he's going to do. So I can't foresee what he's going to make next.
Well, we know he's going to make Edward, obviously.
There is nowhere to go. This is how it must
Maybe
happen.
he'll do one of Gordon, maybe, as part of the 3 railway engines, perhaps. Since Edward, Henry, and Gordon were the first ones who began the railway series back in 1945.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going with here.
And yet this is located in a CGI type of style of it. Yeah, I'm just thinking of that sequence. I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, imagine if that had been Henry, had he seen his, like, if that had been his actual old shape and he sees who he used to be and then he sees who he is now. Just think that would have been a pretty cool sequence for a 2 Henry's Theory gig.
Yeah.
That probably would have worked.
I would like to see a Sir Topham Hatt movie.
If that had been the case, there would be a lot of verbal languaging going on, as we know what happens near the end of this movie. But it would be intriguing to see how the first Sir Topham Hatt would have dealt with this, like if they did do a movie about him, which would be nice since it's not very often.
Thank you for letting me be involved with another one. I wish to take this one in myself.
Oh, commercial again.
Damn these commercials. There's nothing. I mean, I know they do good, but they've been so overused.
Yeah.
Drop it on Disney Plus to see all
I mean,
your
no, don't
favorites.
give a damn about what they're saying. I mean, I know they're very good at first, but then they just get boring and boring, depending on what it could be.
What if there were any deleted scenes he's made?
It beats me. I mean, maybe if anybody asked the creator that very question, maybe there could be, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be well, I am gonna be on like my PS4 and whatever on Friday, but like in the evening I'll be at work.
Well, you gotta earn some money, pal. You know, work more and do that more often.
Yeah.
Well, at least you were lucky, pal, because I may not be in my entire life.
You shouldn't help take the lives of
A lot of
innocent
people probably think why I haven't gone because
I'm
this is
sorry,
the way I am.
Yeah.
Others who are far worse than me,
My
they
sister
get what
started
they want
this.
to get.
I'm just
Okay.
here to help finish.
I also get paid on Tuesday.
The idea of
Huh.
scrapping every innocent
Well, it happens every hour. Well, with me, I would just do any job. That's what I would like to have. You know, as long as it comes with a fair price, I'll treat people fairly and I'll be treated fairly, but I don't want to be working for the wrong people.
You destroy the plan
Especially how
to build
today's
them.
world is. I don't want to be like an exploited user for the wrong reasons.
There's still folks of us.
Yeah.
You're not with me on this. You're a part of the ones that took everything away from you.
And yet, here you are, doing the exact same.
Oh no, Henry! Henry, no, you won't.
I'm sorry, Hurricane, but a wise engine once told me, when you get a chance, you've got to take it for all it's got.
It's kind of like how I'm trying to be with what Henry's saying, but it's like the chances aren't there in me in reach, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm not allowed to have any chances or whatever.
No, Henry, please. You know I need to do this. If you do this now, you will never know the true impact. Those engines. There's much more to this.
Oh.
Well, too bad, Hurricane. Kind of got what he deserved, as far as I'm concerned. Don't be guilty about it, Henry. You just did the right thing.
Self-defense, I guess.
Either it was self-defense or not, he did right. You know, sometimes in life, I hate to sound saying like this, maybe it's just the only resort he had.
And I think those engines with the green eyes probably know what happened and they're just going to let him pass.
No point. No point in going after an engine who's just technically took their leader.
Oh, hello, young'un. Did you find Hurricane? He's a good one, him. I bet he was fine, wasn't he?
He was. I helped him take one of his trains. Sorry about that.
You should be. I'm knackered. Well, at least you did it because you cared. I've known Hurricane since he was built. It's nice to know you have a friend like you.
Well, thanks anyway.
Henry, I came to see how you've been doing. The yard looks faultless.
Oh, I can tell you, he's worked very hard. Organized this yard better than I ever could.
Well, good work, Henry. It seems I won't have a problem with you doing all kinds of work after all.
What do you mean, sir?
As promised, Henry, I tried to sell you, but I instead made a good deal for Hurricane, so he unfortunately won't be working with us anymore.
I don't mind, sir.
Oh, I'm glad he's got a new home. He'll be over the moon.
Sir, we have a secret message for you.
So I take it this is the part where he got sold as a Tottenham for a cheap price.
Yes.
To be sold, you know.
It's good to know what the guy. I will get the guy credit, like we finally got to see who the bad designer was or whoever it was behind Henry and everything.
Don't you want to be
It just
sold?
seemed like a decent chap, but at the same
I
time,
don't think I stand
you
much
know,
of a chance now.
whoever the guy was who had a grudge against Gillespie for obvious reasons, I don't know. But here, it doesn't seem like this guy doesn't seem to have an issue at
Look,
all.
Gallivant, you will stand a chance. Just forget about your problems and do your best.
All right, Jimmy. I will. I promise.
What on earth did you do? Why were you in here, and why were you down there?
This isn't my fault, sir. It was Henry.
Oh, commercial.
Yeah.
Ah, dang it.
Ah, so I see Hurricane did survive, so he wasn't killed off.
And your reputation precedes you.
Here we go.
Down here, he has worked hard in the yard all day. You should be annoyed with yourself.
Why? It was an accident.
I was able to get a deal and sell you to the steelworks near Bridlington, but now I have to send you to the works before you go.
Steelworks? Near Bridlington? But, sir, that's far away from here.
Exactly, which is why you've made it harder.
Well, I guess it's time to be really useful again.
I'll admit this was a pretty good way to end the film and everything, and seeing Henry going to his new home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not every day that we haven't seen anything like this before, but again, I do feel like this was probably the first attempt we've ever seen Henry's back life told, but not quite as we would have expected to have been, but it's pretty good. And there's the year 1920. Huh. So at that point, Henry would have been 1 year old, and but if he'd been on, the island of Sodor, wouldn't that have been in 1922 or something, or sometime after Henry would have arrived?
I would think so. I think he's going to do his Thomas movie the same way The Adventure Begins was done. I'm not really sure.
And that was like, oh, there it is, 1921. Oh, here we go. Here's where we go. I think this is the timeline now, I think. So Henry would have been 2 years old at this point, still young, but still having his boiler problems, but he does seem to be performing a lot better. Doesn't seem to be too much of a, like I said, he doesn't seem to be showing too much of his flaws too much here in this. I mean, regardless of his, bad small firebox and being a rip-off of two classes, he does seem to be performing extremely well here, with no signs of issues that would have plagued him.
Yeah.
There it is, 1922. There we go. Yeah, I think this is the part where I think he does come Soto in the timeline now. So Gordon, because at this point Gordon would have been built. Like this is like 100 years from now.
I better be able to sell him. I really need to get that engine sold. I bloody do.
Excuse me, are you the gentleman who wanted to talk about an engine?
Oh, yes, that's me. Please have a seat.
Okay, so this is where it all comes into play now.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
But I am in need of a hard-working engine. I did have a few engines in mind, mainly a rubber
I will
tube
admit, the guy who's voicing the
I
Fat
heard you
Controller
were willing to sell one.
job.
Please tell me, what
Yeah.
makes your engine so
He
special?
sounds very, very familiar to
Well,
me.
he's
I
a
don't know
very
why.
hard worker, even when things are
I don't think I've heard of the person though.
See how strong he is.
But he does sound
One of a
familiar to
kind.
me.
And is in fact an Atlantic.
Is that so? I thought he only worked on the Great Central Railway.
Yeah, I obtained him. He's ahead of his time, even for an Atlantic, sir. Built to perfection. I'm moving out the railway business, so I have no use for him.
Well, Jen, if this engine's everything you say he is, then they're just the engine I need. Cheap as well.
Oh, I do need a rest.
Henry, after so long you've been sold.
I have?
Yes, to a very former railway controller from the island of Sodor.
Is it far?
A couple of hours. A driver and fireman will arrive in the morning.
Oh, thank you, sir. Good luck for the future.
Sooner, you're none of the better.
Hello. My name is Henry. And now I'm going to work on the island of Sodor.
At least we now know when
I'm
Henry got
very
his
excited for
job.
my new life. Though I have
Yep.
learned a lot since I popped out of that workshop. If you cause the suffering of others, you will get what's coming to you, whether it be now or later. I also learned that being useful is an important thing, but not as important as your friends or your own
This is how
goals.
I would like to be, like
You
with
never
Henry.
know
The way how he's
what
talking in this is
surprises are
just so
around the corner.
uplifting.
What it's about how
It
you
just
act
shows you
upon
that
it,
otherwise you
shows
just
who you are.
can't get there in life.
But the most important thing I've learned, never ever miss a chance when you get it. You've got to take it for everything it's got, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today. I may not always feel up to it and feel pulled back, but I will always try.
And that's when he comes to the Northwestern Railway in that very same year. And there's a young-looking Thomas.
Yep.
Oh, no, it's Edward.
Oh, hello. You must be our new number 3.
Yes, I think I
And
am.
this is where we get the cliffhanger.
Oh, well then. Hello, Henry.
And a
Hi,
funny line at the end.
I want you to the Atlantic, but you're Can you this?
Yep. That was the bit when the Fat Controller knew he'd been ripped off, and just how he says that at the end is just so bloody hilarious. That's probably the best thing about the whole thing. Jesus. For some funny reason, the voice actor kind of reminds me of Sunshine from Tugs a little bit, almost.
Yeah, maybe.
Sounds like it. Ah, that's who it was. He played the manager. Nice. And that guy there did a good job too. Huh. There he is. I thought it was who. I thought I recognized who that guy was. Nice. Brilliant. Well, I will say the movie was pretty intriguing to see what Henry's past life was like, but this one was like beyond what I intended it was going to be like. But
And after seeing it a second time, I will say I still like it.
I still think it's all right, but I wonder if anybody else will ever attempt to do Henry's past, prior to coming to Sodor in their own style, like if it's TVS or RWS related. But then again, we have seen it a few times in some of the origin stories that we've seen people do over time, especially in Sodor Origins and, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think we've ever had it in depth quite like what we saw in this one. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think this was completely Railway series related because it did have characters that weren't even in the books.
Not at that time, anyway.
No, it had most of them though, but then again, like I said, I don't think it was completely Railway series style regarding Henry's look and his livery and everything. So I'm thinking it must have been a combo of the TVS and CGI. But still, like I said, the timelining of the engines that were there weren't even in the book, as you said before, Michael.
Yeah.
Well, normally when you stream it, usually we get people on here and they would take notice. But it seems like
They probably have their own things going on.
But there's nothing going on, and I am aware of certain things. Like I said before, Michael, like I know we talked about it, but it does seem like there is some sort of, positivity coming out. And I have to say, seeing this movie again for the second time, like you as well, I think that it was okay, but I can just only imagine the depths and editing and filming and all the voice slowing had to be done in that movie.
Yeah.
Realize, Michael, that was pretty good. Thanks for letting me be on part 3 in case I didn't see the other 2. But
you're welcome, and thank you for joining.
It makes perfect sense because we've got the third part, and this is basically around Sodor's engine number 3, so that's kind of ironic for me to show up.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we've come to the conclusion of the Henry movie review. This is Michael Brown and KaneFan701 signing off.
Take care, lads.